It's a major time commitment to be the manager of a lead qualification team. I've seen some teams where the manager is leading the lead qualification team, but also doing a lot of different things within the business. And without that real focus and attention, 100% of the time, the team is likely to go awry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over some of the things that managers of this team really need to focus on to make their team successful. The first thing is meetings. You're going to need to have a weekly retrospective, and a retrospective is a chance for the whole team to come together and talk about what happened that week, what went well, what didn't go well. And for those things that didn't go well, how can we make improvements? Weekly one-on-ones are also going to be incredibly important. You as the manager need to have that open communication with your reps to make sure that they're feeling good about their jobs, they're doing a great job, that they're happy, and that they've got the right message down pat. It's really important that you are working with, perhaps it's marketing, perhaps it's your executive team, to understand and select the best verticals for the team to go after. And within those verticals, who are the best buyer personas for your team to be reaching out to. With that comes the asset creation. So for every vertical, you as the manager need to be working with your marketing department, if you're so lucky to have one, to build out these assets. And assets are everything from a conversation guide to email templates to objections and rebuttals, FAQs. It's everything that the team needs in order to be successful when speaking to this particular buyer persona, right? Call shadowing. It's going to be really important that you're spending a good chunk of your week sitting on the floor with your team, listening to what they're saying. A lot of times, these people will, they'll get into some bad habits. They'll start saying things that they think are the right things to be saying, and in fact, they're the wrong things. They're being too wordy. They're not talking only 20% of the time. They're not asking the right questions. If you're call shadowing, you'll very easily determine if everyone on the floor is saying what they need to be saying and asking the right questions. Another big thing is inter-team communication. You've got your lead qualifiers and you've got your sales reps. What's it like between these two parties? Is the communication where it needs to be? Are the appointments that your lead qualifiers are setting up for your sales reps actually occurring? Are they being logged in Salesforce? If that's not happening, what's the point of even having this team? That needs to be your responsibility, to be the facilitator between those two groups. Reporting. Your executive team has invested a lot of money in launching this team. They need to know what's the success, and also what are the impediments? What are holding you back as the manager and your team back as the reps from getting the job done? Analysis, looking at conversions. Your team is setting up 10 appointments a week. Well, that's great. How many of those appointments are actually being converted to opportunities? You need to be constantly looking in your CRM to determine, are things going from point A to point B? And finally, motivation. Motivation is so key for a lead qualification team. Contests and spiffs, the teams that I've worked with who have had a manager who really owns this and makes it fun for their teams and competitive, that's the team that gets the job done. They're hungry and they're excited to come in, day out.